Hi, welcome back to my channel. Heaven is waiting for you. So I started reading from the book What Time is Purple, and this is a book that my church had. There was many copies that I took, and I feel moved to continue to read this to you. So I'm doing a part 2. I'm trying to make these videos shorter for you. So more people are more inclined to listen. So I'm gonna continue reading on page 9. It says where the road forks. Oh my goodness, my hair is so staticky right now, so forgive me. I'm adjusting my hair all the time, but it's because I don't know, the humidity or something. Sorry. If interpretations of historical evidences are based on assumptions, we should probably look closer at how we choose our assumptions. While we often think our assumptions are self-evident, we actually choose them in accord with our worldview. Simply put, a worldview is a framework through which we see the world. It's a perspective of reality that makes sense to us and offers at least some explanation for why things are the way they are and work as they do. Ultimately, our worldview determines what we believe and why we believe it. As previously stated, the worldviews concerning us here are theism and atheism, with a special emphasis on biblical theism. However, before talking about biblical theism, it might be helpful to first consider theism in general. Broadly speaking, a theist believes in the existence of God or gods. More specifically, theists believe this God is the creative source of the world. Furthermore, most theists believe this God is supernatural, transcends time and space, and exists without any reliance on the natural universe for its own being. Pantheism being one exception. While this doesn't mean a theistic God couldn't enter the natural universe or orchestrate events occurring within it, its existence is wholly other from the world we live in. As you have probably surmised, biblical theism narrows it down to the God of the Bible. Sorry. And it's saying over here in the corner over here, agnosticism is a view that says the ultimate truth about God's existence is unknowable. However, agnosticism is a self-defeating proposition in that it says truth can't be known, while at the same time proposing truth can't be known is known to be a true statement. That's why agnosticism's road ends before it really gets started. That's a really good point, actually. Conversely, the atheistic worldview doesn't allow for either the possibility or probability of such an entity. Instead, most atheists accept a view called naturalism, which says only nature exists and it is sufficient to explain the world around us. This position can be rooted in several ideas, but 2 are the most common, and I'm just going to list them here. There isn't sufficient material natural evidence to justify a belief in God, and if God exists, he wouldn't coexist with things like evil and suffering, and especially not if he could do anything about them. At heart, atheists want irrefutable natural evidentiary proof that a supernatural God exists before they are willing to believe one actually exists. But is that kind of absolute proof even possible? Where neither road goes, it says. No matter what one believes about God's existence or how one thinks such a being would act, neither theism nor atheism can be scientifically proved or disproved. For theists to scientifically prove God exists, they would have to seek evidence beyond the realm of nature. For atheists to prove God doesn't exist, they would have to possess complete first-hand knowledge of all things and all places in the universe, both past and present. In either case, the required evidence isn't accessible. So scientific evidence or the lack of it can't be used as the criteria for choosing one worldview over the other. Where does this leave us? If we can't go into a laboratory or look through a telescope to prove or disprove God's existence, how can we possibly choose the correct worldview? Let's consider what each of these worldviews is asking us to accept, and then ask ourselves if accepting it really makes sense. Why is there scenery? Have you ever traveled down a highway, looked out the window, and thought, I wonder why something exists rather than nothing? If so, You pondered a question that has intrigued people since the dawn of time. After all, what would be more fundamental to our understanding of reality than knowing why it's here? Maybe we should pause a moment and reflect on our options. Number one, everything came from something. First, there's the idea that things exist because an eternal something has always existed. Whether this eternal something is God, as biblical theism claims, or something from within the natural universe, as atheism claims it serves as the ultimate uncaused cause of everything that exists today. It says in the corner here, many people ask, who created God? The answer is no one. If God exists, he has existed eternally, and this is by necessity. Aristotle figured out centuries ago that reality needs a first uncaused cause that causes everything else. Otherwise, there would only be nothing. He named his eternal uncaused cause the unmoved mover. Wow, brilliant. Sorry. Number two, everything came from nothing. Second, there's the idea that things exist because something just popped out of nowhere and out of nothing. Now keep in mind, when we say nothing, we mean absolutely nothing. No laws of physics, no forces, no energy, no space, no time, no matter, no nothing. In fact, there wouldn't have been so much as a vacuum for this nothing to not exist in. Under these circumstances, something would have had to create itself out of absolutely nothing, and this before it even existed. Considering the plausibility of our choices, it seems our only rational option is to believe something has always existed. Some argue that absolutely nothing should be considered as something, demonstrating even they rightly understand the absurdity of option number two, unless they redefine the terms. This being the case, let's now consider which of the somethings can account for reality. I'm going to do a part 3 now. I'll see you in the next video. And remember, heaven is waiting for you. God bless you. Bye.